day, just one more hour to speak the truth to power. Life's not that long, just a few short hours. So make each minute count, make every second matter. Just give me one more day to get it right. I need just one more day.
Transplant Talk with Nyshonda, Thursday, 7 p.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy, wonderful, thankful Thursday. I am here. I am your hostess with the mostest on this Thursday, October 13th. And let me tell you, it has definitely been a day. Just one of those days. But you know what? I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful that you are here watching this broadcast, whether you're watching a replay or you are live with us right now. And again, I'm just grateful that we have the opportunity to be here one more time. And you see me, you see me. So I'm definitely grateful. We have a great show today. We have a wonderful guest today, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, Elder Willie Blackwell. Elder Willie Blackwell. So if you all are out there, you all know what I want you to do. Hey, Steve, how are you? Yeah, okay, please do reach out. Yes, sir. Yes, I need you to. We'll talk. Been working like crazy. Me too, Steve. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I have. Listen, I have over 250 something, almost 300 kids, right? And I call them my 300. And guess what? Guess what happened today? I got a new student. So I got one more new student added to the tribe. Okay, I literally have the marching 100 for my classes, for all 6 of my classes. I have over 250 students, almost 300 kids. So I'm hanging in there, but it's getting tiresome. I'm getting a little weary. So thank y'all again. So if you already know what I want you to do, just go ahead and, hey, tell me where you from. Where's everybody from? Where are you from? How are you? What city, what state, what country are you representing? Because I definitely want to know. And then, if you have any questions for him, our guest today, please let me know. And if you are ever considering becoming an organ donor, please go to donatelifeflorida.org, put your information in, and then also, once you finish putting your name in, then go right here, put in other, and then specify save 1,000 lives. And that will help us get our numbers up. So I hope you all are watching, and y'all are watching on YouTube. And we're going to the comment section. We'll see. Yep, he's here. He's here, Steve. He is here. And I'm actually going to put the Transplant Talk with Nyshonda YouTube. If you all would click on that and join our YouTube channel for views, that would be outstanding. So once again, please go to Transplant Talk with Nyshonda on YouTube, and let's get those numbers up, okay? So today's guest again is Elder Blackwell, and he was one of the 5 that I was screaming about being able to receive a life-saving transplant and receive a kidney this year. He's going to tell us all about it, tell us a little bit about himself, maybe a little bit in the NFL. So I don't know if how old you are, but if you ever seen him play in the NFL, we're going to talk about that as well. Okay. He did a huge campaigning for himself. And now we'll talk about him being an advocate for others so that they are able to experience the same life-saving transplant experience that he did. So let's get into it, and we'll gotta bring him out in style, right? I must do his intro and give him a red carpet intro. So we'll be right back. All right, now, so you all seen him and his beautiful wife, Miss Kathy. Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom, and whoever is in the house watching. All right. I had the opportunity to meet his beautiful wife. Let's find out about them. And she just recently had a birthday. So y'all know what I want y'all to do? Drop in the chat. Happy birthday to Miss Kathy. Happy birthday to Miss Kathy. She just recently celebrated. So we're gonna bring him on now. I think she might be in the background, so y'all might get a sneak peek at her as well. Because we know behind every elder there's a strong woman, and that's Miss Kathy. And we're going to bring her on right now. Hello, hello.
Oh,
How y'all doing? I was going to move over a
move
little
on a
bit.
little bit, Kathy.
Yes, yes. Y'all come on in. Yeah, hello, Blackwell. How y'all doing?
How y'all doing? Good.
Listen, we good, and you getting a happy birthday, Miss Kathy. You get them already. They didn't know if it's with a C or a K, but they say happy birthday
Thank you.
to you. Yes. All right, Miss. All right, the Blackwell. Tell us who you are. Who are y'all? How long y'all been married? I'm gonna get all in y'all business. How are y'all doing?
Well, how you doing, everybody? Thanks again for having us on your show.
Oh,
This is
you're
my
welcome.
wife. This is my caregiver, my wife for 41 years. And,
Ooh,
we have 3
yay.
kids and 4 grandkids.
Oh, God bless you. 41 years.
Yes, so the
That's
same woman.
same. You better say that. You better say same woman. That's right, Miss Kathy. You better say
She
same
probably gonna say the
woman.
same man too.
That's right. That's right. She said it. She said it. I seen her head. She's nodding her head. Well,
Yeah,
that is wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful. Wow. So tell us a little bit more background about you. How did you get to play in the NFL?
Well, my dad was in the military. I'm a military brat, so we kind
Okay.
of lived all over the world, and he was in Vietnam, and we were living in St. Louis. And then he came back from Vietnam, and he said he was gonna take us out of the St. Louis because we lived in the projects up there. It was kind of bad. We had a lot of black on black crime, and he was asking me about it, and I said, "Yeah, Dad, it's pretty rough up here." He said, "Well, we're gonna go down to Shreveport, Bossier City, Louisiana, Barksdale Air Force Base," and we went down to Louisiana, and then that was pretty nice. Went to a school called Airline High School in Bossier City, and got involved in sports and started playing football and was very successful there and got a scholarship actually to LSU. And
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, I was
All
headed to
right,
LSU.
Tigers.
Yeah, I was headed to LSU, and what happened was the principal, Riley Stewart, said, "I know you want to go to LSU. I know you like it." He said, "But I want you to go to Atlanta to check out a school called Morris Brown." I said, "What is that?" So I don't know
Oh,
anything about Morris Brown. He said, "Well, it's a HBCU school.
that's right. That's
You know,
right.
I knew
Uh-huh.
about Morehouse, but I never knew about Morris Brown." He said they're going to
Okay.
pay for it. You're going to have a 2-day weekend. You're going to party and everything. So,
Nope.
I'm a
Okay.
17-year-old kid, and it was free. I said I went.
Mm.
So I went out there, had a good time. He said, "This is where Martin Luther King went to school, took me over to Morehouse and all these public figures." And he said, "Got one more place we want to take you." I said, "What is that?" He said, "Spelman College." I said, "What is
Oh.
that?" He
Uh-oh.
said, "We're going to take you over there." So he took us over there, and this young lady with green eyes came up to me. She said, "You going to come down to school?" I said, "Where are you from?" She said, "I'm from Lake Charles." I said, "Oh, my God." He said, "Nothing but females go here, so you'll see us all the time. You come up here." So they try to trick me. So my wife's from Spelman, that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I turned down LSU for Morris Brown College.
And rightfully so, as you
Yeah,
should. As you should. Shout
yeah,
out to the HBCUs.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It was good for
Absolutely.
me. It gave me an
Okay.
opportunity to, because my coach already told me, he said, "If you're good enough, they'll find you." And they did. And I got,
Okay.
in 77, when I graduated, I went to the Redskins. And then I went to Buffalo and Kansas City. And I got hurt. I had a brief career. As you well know, that was a very brutal sport.
Right.
I only got 3 years in the NFL experience. Then I went up in the Canadian League. And of course, we weren't making no money back in 1977.
Uh-huh. Okay. Not like they are now.
Oh, no, we didn't make any money.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so luckily I did get my degree, and I had a food service. I have a degree in hotel restaurant management and
Okay.
physical education.
Mm-hmm.
And so when that was over with, I had an opportunity to work for a company. It was called Dobbs International Food Service,
Mm-hmm.
and which is now called Gate Gourmet. It's the largest airline caterer in the United States.
Okay.
And so what happened is that they gave me a good opportunity, and I started work for them and worked my way up through management. That may be beyond my and worked through management and made it.
Okay. Well, see, and this is a very good lesson for any young person that is listening. And you said, you had a short stint in the NFL. They all think that they can go and they will have longevity, but you did the right thing and got that piece of paper. You got that degree to, use afterwards. So that was, very smart on your part. And Steve asked, "Did you play with Larry Brown?"
No. He take me way back in it.
Way back. Steve, he said you're going too far now. He didn't play with him.
Well, I did play with. Well, he probably think I did play with Walter Payton, so he probably remember that.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. I always have to shut people down when they say, "Oh, you married an NFL player." I say that was not with me. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. I did not have that privilege to, have all of that. Was with his first family, not me. So I never claimed that. I never claimed that claim. Never.
Right.
I never do that. He says sweetness. Okay, so let us, I know you've done all of this, you've been all over the world, but how did you find out that you needed a kidney? What was that experience like? I'll tell you,
that was something that happened back in 1999. I had been working with Gate Gourmet for about 10 years, and I had kind of got a promotion, kind of promoted myself, because at that particular Kathy was working for Delta Airlines, and she was a flight attendant, and she used to complain about sometimes when the trucks back up to the plane, and when they're putting food on the planes, the people that couldn't speak English, if they leave out food, they didn't have the right quantities or whatever, and it'd be short. And so I got to thinking about that. And then also, we had a lot of Spanish people and a lot of Asian people that were coming into the workplace. And we had African Americans who was working in the flight kitchen that had been there 10 or 15 years. And I noticed that they wasn't reading the recipes.
Okay.
And I said, wait a minute, they're not reading the specs. And they was kept telling me, they said, Willie, you got a lot of pilferage in your department. I said, no, it's not pilferage. I said, just step back for a minute. And they noticed that the ladies were not using the recipe. Nothing wrong with the food, but they're using too much sugar when they shouldn't be, because they wasn't reading the ingredients. So to make a long story short, I was a volunteer with the Georgia Literacy Coalition and here in Georgia, and I wrote a proposal to the company asking them, I said, look, why don't we have an on-site educational program for our employees? And any employee that want to go back to school to get their GED, if they can't speak English, or if they just want to just further their reading skills, let's do it at the workplace. And they said, well, how you gonna convince people to do that? I mean, it's like, well, we're not. It's a voluntary. We're making a voluntary program. So to make a long story short, I wrote the program up, and I set up a meeting with the union. The Delta Airline was our biggest customer, and the president of our company came over, and I went over a proposal, and they said, we'll do a pilot program. So we did a pilot program in Atlanta, and I went to the employees, and they said, yeah, I know, I would like to get my GED. I've been working 30 years. One lady been working 15 years, and I never finished school, and this is something I would like to do. Okay. So it was very successful, went for a year, and I played Rocky music. I bought cap and gowns, and they came to the workplace, and they had their families there, and I was crying, they was crying, we all was crying, and so they said, this is wonderful. And I said, and the president of the company said, look, let's do this in Dallas. Let's do this for people that can't speak English. If they can't speak it, let's work with HR and set up ESL program. So I got promoted, and I did that for the next 7 years. I went throughout the whole United States. I wrote a book called America, Yes, I Can Read. And then CNN picked me up. Okay. And I was on television doing this, promoting this literacy program, helping people. And just as I was going to take off, I kept having a sharp pain in my left side. And it was like, I was telling my wife, I said, I keep having a pain. And you know, when you have a pain, I would say drink cranberry juice.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, well, I'm drinking the cranberry juice, but then, you know, I had just done this literacy program for the last 7 years, and they had just told me, they said, Willie, you know, we got an opportunity for you. We're going to take over the Amtrak account, and it's going to be nationwide. It's a $62 million food service account, and we want you to handle it. You're going to have 300 employees and 12 general managers. And I had this pain in my side, and I said, well, I can't get sick.
Right.
I'm about to get promoted. I'm finna make some money, put these girls in school. This finna take off. This is what I've been dreaming. You know, this is the next NFL for me right here.
Right. That's a lot.
And so what happened was I had to go to the doctor, and just about 3 months prior to that, I was forced to go on a jury trial.
Okay.
And I didn't want to go on this trial, Tasha. I tell you, I did not want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I got picked as a foreman. And the trial was about a doctor who had married a young lady and they had 2 kids. And this lady had put him through college and took care of him and everything and really took care of him. And what happened was he decided he was going to find him somebody else and just going to leave him and divorce him.
Mm-hmm.
So the people on the jury said, well, this is no down guy. So look, this is a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He need to keep working.
Mm-hmm.
I hear what you said. He got 2 kids. We got to keep this man working so he can take care of them kids and alimony payment.
Right.
So after the thing was over, they got the award and everything. He came over to me and he said, look, thank you. I said, sir, what you mean thanking me for? I said, I want you to take care of your kids and take care of your family. I'm sorry what happened with you and your wife. He said, well, don't worry about it. He said, I'm Dr. Robert Halpert. I'm a chief radiologist at Piedmont Hospital. If you ever get sick or need somebody, call me.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking, okay. So I have having this problem with my pain, and I was telling my wife, I didn't want to tell my boss about it because I didn't want to lose the promotion.
Right.
I said, well, if you dead, you ain't gonna be no promotion.
See, always a smart woman. Always a smart woman. That's right.
Because
he was in denial.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't think it was that bad.
But he was in pain.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so I went there, and I had the test done, and I'm sitting out there waiting for them to come out. And normally when you take the test, they say, well, we'll get back with your doctor. They said, no, I'll sit here. They want to talk to you. And lo and behold, I knew this was God. I walk in that room, and there was Dr. Robert Halpert. I said, man, what is going on? He said, you remember me? I said, yeah, I remember you. I said, you still paying that child support and alimony? He said, yeah, I'm still paying.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He said, well, I got good news and bad news for you. He said, the bad news is you got kidney cancer. And he had me in there, and by 8 of his interns, he was explaining to them all these medical terms and how they didn't see it at first. And he pointed to it. He said, the good thing about it, you caught it early. And that's the good news. We will remove your whole right kidney and you'll be just fine.
Okay.
He said, but let me caution you this. He said, look, I know you don't want to think about this right now, but about 15 to 18 years from now, because you got this kidney disease, FSG, focal glomerulonephrosis, you're probably going to need a transplant. And so when he told me that, and I thanked him, and I immediately started my diet as far as I cut out red meat, went to more of more fish, fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
Started doing things to myself, trying to take care of myself.
Okay.
And of course, as the years progress, that numbers start dropping, to 32 to 28, 22, 15, and you start it's getting close to transplant time.
Okay. Now this was in 99, right?
Well, 99. I did good for about 10 years.
Maybe a little longer than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did pretty good. I was exercising and doing what I needed to do because, I got my kidney, April 26th of this year, but I waited it took 3 years.
Right.
So the last 3 years was probably the most worst.
Okay.
Worst for me.
So Go ahead, explain.
Because I was starting to I got tired. I just, tired. And I wasn't seeing well. And being an athlete, you push yourself.
Right.
You just push through. You just push through.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point where I came home a couple of times. I couldn't make up the bed. I couldn't pick up a sock.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying, Lord, you got to do something, And of course, I was doing marketing on Facebook, and I was doing marketing with the TV.
Yeah.
And I had
Yeah.
people helping me.
I was
And,
going to ask you that. Who helped you put all those videos together and get those out there?
oh man, I had the kidney nurse. He had something to do with that.
Okay.
The Walrus Quest, Gerald and his brother.
Yeah, the Brown brothers.
The
Yeah.
Brown brothers and the Walrus
Uh-huh.
Quest and the kidney nurse. I talked to him back
Oh,
then.
Steve. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Gary Burley introduced me to those guys. And,
Yeah.
So it took God sent a team of people.
Your daughter-in-law.
My daughter-in-law.
Yeah. Don't forget her. Don't forget her now. Did the grandchildren help at all?
Grandchildren, they all in the pictures. I don't know if
They
you go
all
on Facebook. All the grandchildren in the pictures.
Yeah, I saw, I remember seeing them, help save my grandfather.
Yeah.
So it was very family oriented.
Yeah, my daughter.
Yeah.
And everything. Because I'm in marketing and sales. That's what I do.
Right.
And I just said to myself, in order for me to get this kidney, I need to tell a story because people need to know who I am. Who is Willie Blackwell?
Right.
You need to paint that picture in the minds of people.
Right.
And when that lady called me after that first shot that we did on the local station, she was a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I saw your wife talking about you, and the Lord just put on my heart that I want to give you a kidney.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, man, I got kind of very emotional because I said, man, why do you want to give me a kidney? I don't even know you.
Uh-huh.
She said, well, God told me to help you. And now that's what I'm going to do.
Wow.
And she went through all the routine, and come to find out, she had a medical illness that she wasn't aware of that saved her life.
Wow.
And we called, and we was both crying on the phone. I was just thanking her for reaching out, and she was just saying she felt so bad because she couldn't help me. I said, look, you're a blessing. You just don't know.
Right.
I always tell other people, you're going to get those kind of calls, but just stay encouraged.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you finally got the call. Finally got that call on that morning. Oh, please. I know you can paint a good picture of that. I know some NFL players, they know how to tell a good story. So go ahead and tell them what happened on that day. You got that call.
Well, I was laying up here. It was at the morning. I'm going to tell you, the day before I had said, I pray every day. I pray in the morning. I pray in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
That's Matthew 3:630 on King James Version. But seek ye first the kingdom of God,
Absolutely,
and its righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things for me, I said, Lord, you know what they are. You know I need a good, healthy kidney.
Right.
I said, and I need it now.
Right now.
I said, it's been 3 years. I said, now 3 years to you, Lord, may seem like 100 years, but in this time on this earth, in this mortal body of mine, it's a long time.
Long time, right.
I'm going to work. I'm seeing double people.
Oh, wow.
I can't pick up. My kidney function is dropping to about 11%.
Oh, wow.
And these people saying if I don't get something, I'm going to have to go on dialysis to keep living.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'll do that if I have to, but if we can avoid that, let's do it, God.
Right.
And you was asking, when I was playing it, there's a song that I sing. You asked me earlier with offline. Everything's gonna be all right. Ryan Ellis. I was listening to that song. I get emotional listening to it because it lifts your spirit up.
Mm-hmm.
And that morning, I'm sitting in bed, and I was off that morning, and I have a landline. I still have a landline, and Piedmont Hospital came across the screen.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? I bet you them people calling because they think they ain't got no blood. They had called me a couple of times and said, well, we hadn't got your blood. And I can figure out why. I got my receipt. I knew I FedExed it. So I didn't get to it quickly, and I called her back, and it was a young lady said, "Please call me." And I called her back. She said, "Willie, this Teresa." I said, "Hey, Teresa, how you doing?" I said, "Y'all got everything?" She said, "Oh yeah, we got everything. We got you a kidney too."
Yep. Whoa. Okay.
I said,
All
"Teresa,"
right.
they turned me. I said, "Teresa, you don't understand. I've been waiting 3 years for a kidney. Please don't do me like that."
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Well, you got to wait no more. We got 2 years. Can you be here in 2 hours?" I said, "I'm already here." Shoot. I started hollering and screaming.
Uh-huh.
I ran up. She'll tell you. I can.
Yes, he did. He was very loud.
I said,
And you was wondering what was going on?
Yes, I was like, what is the problem? Get up, get up. We got to go now.
Uh-huh. And that was an early morning phone call, right?
It was
Correct?
early. It was
Okay.
about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. In
Yeah.
Atlanta traffic? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we made it though.
Okay.
We
All
made
right.
it. We made it, and no problem. And
Mm.
like I said, when I got down, they was ready for me. They had everything ready. I asked her a couple of times. I was crying. I was emotional because I thought I might be dreaming. I said, "Is this real?"
Right.
Because I had these dreams all the time of getting this
Uh-huh.
dog, but I was dreaming.
Okay.
I said, "Just," she'll tell you. I said,
Don't
man,
wake you up. Don't wake you up if it's a dream.
man, that was one of my daughter was here. Normally she'd be traveling, and she was here from New York.
Mm-hmm.
It was what a day.
Well, Miss Kathy, how was that day for you?
Well, he drove, so
Okay.
I was good when we got to the hospital and the car was no longer running.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Everything process was very involved. They had to run a lot of tests, make sure everything that they needed they had in place. And they came finally after they had done all the testing, and they took him away.
Mm-hmm.
And we were there all day.
Okay.
So I thought we wouldn't get to see him again before they chased us out of the hospital, because it was about 10 minutes before closing when they brought him back to the room.
Okay.
And he was hooked up to everything. They wheeled him in. So we got to see him, and he was really groggy.
Okay.
But once we got to see him that 5 minutes, I knew he would be okay.
You'll be okay. Okay.
It's
The
good.
wife knows.
Yeah, and the great thing about that, when I met the surgeon down there, he was really good. I mean, just fantastic, man.
Okay.
He told me, he said, "Willie, look, I haven't seen this kidney." He said, "But I'm going to examine this kidney. And if this kidney ain't right, I'm not going to put you through all this."
Okay.
I said, "Man, well, handle your business, man. No
All
problem.
right.
Handle your business."
Handle
So
your business. Okay.
he took me in that room, and you're on this table and you're stretched out.
Right.
And he over there working, and I know he was over there about at least, I don't know, it seemed like 30, 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then he came, and they had some nice music going on, so I was comfortable, but I was just stressed out on the
Right.
table.
Okay.
But I've been waiting 3 years. I didn't care what I was stretched out. I don't care what.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I was thinking, he came back. He said, "Man, we got a good kidney over here, brother."
All right now.
He said, "You want to just start counting to 10 or what?"
Okay. And that countdown is so quick. Yeah. So quick. So quick. You're gonna be out. You're going to be out. Oh wow. Now you had it. It was successful. But I know it was your recovery took a little bit longer
Yeah.
than some. So how was the recovery for you?
It was a slower recovery because I think it was a combination. They found there was an infection in the kidney, and I had to take 15 more of the pills, additional pills.
Okay.
And because normally when most people stay in the hospital 3 to 4 days.
Right.
I was in there 7 days.
Okay.
I had 42 stitches. I think a lot of it too has to do with me weighing about 260, 62.
Mm-hmm.
And,
You're
and I'm
260.
Yeah, and I'm
Okay.
67 years old too.
Okay.
I'm older.
You're older.
So all those factors, along with the infection that they found, when they did the test they did, I had to take some more different medications. So they wanted to monitor me more because they put you on these anti-suppressant drugs.
Right.
They give you they start with the high dose. Then when they take the lab, they make adjustments.
Right.
And so it just took a little longer. But I told them, I said, look, y'all handle y'all. I said, look, I'm glad to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm hurting a little bit. You know something? I even feel better. I had the, the surgical pain, but just the feeling.
Right. I understand. I understand. So at least you were obedient, and you took your time. You didn't rush, to get back out there. And you finally are going to be able to go back to work soon, correct?
Right. Yeah. Because normally people take 3.5 to 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
I took 5 or 6 months almost.
Okay.
So, and I just took my time with no problem. So I'm actually going back to work on Monday the 17th.
Ooh, look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Miss Kathy, you ready for him to go back to work?
Yes. I'm ready.
You say he's not retired yet. He's not retired. So you got to go back to work, Elder. You got to go back to work.
Yeah. I'm going back to work to retire, though.
All right. Well, as you should. You've had a long time in the game, so that is good. It's almost time, just not yet. It's almost time.
I don't think I will stop retiring. I'll go back and just stop for what I'm doing with CarMax, but I'll probably end up with doing stuff with the NFL because I did a lot of chapel service, with the Atlanta Falcons and Cincinnati Bengals and a lot of the college teams. So I'll get back on that circuit.
I'm sure that's enjoyable and not stressful.
Right.
And you're doing the work of the Lord, so that makes it even better.
Oh yeah.
That you're able to do that. So I asked you the other day, what was the first thing you were happy to do or you wanted to do after you had your transplant?
Yeah, I told you just to be able to come in, make up my own bed, like my wife making it up.
Miss Kathy, you a good wife, because he said he wanted to make up the bed himself.
It's the little things in life. Make up your bed, pick up your shoes. Now that sounds minded on. Pick up your socks. Mm-hmm. Instead of her pushing the garbage can out, push out the garbage can or going to the mailbox. Just the little things in life that we take for granted.
Absolutely.
And I said, Lord, man, I will never take for granted that stuff again.
Absolutely.
Never.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think that is, if people, and I try to tell my students the same thing. They come in and they look, it's so sad, like the world has just come to an end, and I just look at them. I say, baby, what's wrong? And I say, I just want you to breathe. Just inhale and let it go. Every day you can do that is a blessing. And they don't understand. I know because they're young, they don't go, as teenagers, they think they know everything. But I have to let you know, you are blessed beyond measure. And Jacksonville was spared because Hurricane Ian was coming up, this way, and thankfully we just got the winds and a little bit of rain. I said, y'all don't see the joy in that? You're not grateful, and we had a 5-day vacation. I was so happy. And I was thrilled, and I think it was good for them too. It gave us a moment to just kind of reset. And when it came back, I had changed my whole classroom around, and they were like, what is going on? But I know I have a lot of kids, but I'm just grateful that they don't have me climbing off the walls. Yes. They not hanging from the ceiling and climbing off the walls. And I went back to work, and I had a terrible sharp pain, like a sinus headache. And if anybody know what to do for sinuses, please let me know, because it's becoming a pain. But I prayed. I had a headache like 3 a.m, and I was praying. I say, Lord, now look, I have to go to work tomorrow. The principal sent an email that everybody need to be there, no excuses. And I was like, Lord, I say, so look, God, I need this headache to be gone by 7 a.m. I need you to move it by 7 a.m. And then I got in the shower. I say, well, okay, look, Lord, now if you can't get it done by 7 a.m., can you at least let the students behave today?
Amen.
It was not gone by 7 a.m., but the students looked at me and they said, Miss Larimore, you're unusually quiet. I said, because I have a headache. And they all went, shh. And I say, well, oh God, thank you. So there is a God, I do know. And they've been good ever since. But I believe in the power of prayer. And I say, give me one or the other. And I'm grateful. And that's exactly what he did. So I promised I wouldn't hold you long. My dad is saying something. Miss Thelma said something. You are quite the platform. That's right. To impact lives. Yes, yeah. Keep on passing it on.
Thank you.
And let's speak about that, because now you are advocating for other people.
Yes.
Right. And I want to say next week he's going to be on my show.
Good.
So, yes, you were advocating for this young man who's going to be on my show. And thank you for that. You know, each one teach one. And you just turned that around for him. And he just recently did a news interview as well. You did a interview with Big Tigger.
Yep.
You know, use it for good. And I mean, that is just that is amazing. You know, some people become very selfish.
Well, I promised God, I told God, I said, God, you get me through this. I'm going to be faithful to you, because I'm going to be able to help other people. If you help me, I'm going to be able to do it. I said, I know there's a zillion people on this earth, but I'm one of the one who I'm going to be true to my word.
All right. Amen. And you did. And you introduced him to me. And I seen him on Jared's show. And I said, look, he could come. Open invitation to come to Transplant Talk, you know, anytime. And Thelma as well. Hey, my friend. You know, I think I got all 5 of y'all that had your transplants on my show at the beginning of this year. It was such a the Fab Five is what I'm calling y'all, the Fab Five. And it was, you know, such a wonderful I was just so grateful for you all for blessing me the way that you did, and then also sending me, you know, other people. And I have people ask me all the time, well, how do you find these people? I said, you know what? God has worked it out that they find me. I don't have to go searching for anyone anymore. You know, they come to me. So I'm grateful for you and your beautiful wife for taking the time to be on Transplant Talk with Shonda. And again, I can't wait the next week for my next guest to be on, and I get to hear his story. And I know you being attached to him, he's gonna get that same miracle, same blessing that you did. Because of who you are and because of your faith and because we believe and trust in God. So I wholeheartedly and humbly thank you for being on this show for the second time. And I'm pretty sure I'll be calling on you again, because I know I'm going to do something in November. I don't know what it is yet. Right. But for Sabbath Sunday, Donor Sabbath, yeah, we're going to do something. I want to do something with the minister. So I might grab my dad for this one. Hint, hint, daddy. Hint, hint, daddy. So just let me know, because he's watching. Hey, Miss Thelma. So I just wanted, again, thank you so much for your time. I'll make sure I send this link to you so that, you know, you can share it amongst other. Thank you, everybody.
Well, you had asked me about the other song, and I tell you that, you know, going through those, we go through these trials and tribulation. You know, I told you that first song was Ryan Ellis, Everything Is All Right. But then this other song that CeCe Winans sings, The Goodness of God.
Absolutely. We're going to end it on that. Go ahead.
And, you know, when I heard that song, I get kind of emotional thinking about it. But she says, the lyric, she says, all my life, you have been faithful. And I said, wow, that is powerful. You know, she make a statement, and I'm thinking, well, you know, I've been married, I've been faithful. You know, I've been doing things to help other people. I've been faithful. And, you know, you think about the things that even the things that you hadn't been faithful to, and the things that you messed up, and you said, he forgave you for it. But just to hear God, to hear her sing that song, you know, when I was in that hospital and I was having that pain, and although the medication was there, and then, you know, it's like the Holy Spirit would say, all my life I have been faithful. I told you was going to get this kidney.
Absolutely.
I told you it was going to happen.
Absolutely. Amen. Amen. There you go. And he's still faithful. Tried and true. Tried. I'm a believer. You know, tried, and to, she say, Oh yeah, Deidre Haddon. Well done. That's your song. Okay. That's your song right there. My dad said, what I'm talking about. I'll call you after the show, Daddy. I'll tell you. I'm gonna give you a month to get ready. Nothing like putting it on the broadcast to know that you want your father, who's a pastor, to do something for you for on the Sabbath, right?
Praise the Lord.
So we will do that. Thank you again.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so very much. And Miss Kathy, thank you for popping on in. I definitely appreciate that.
A lot about you, so it's been good to meet you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, Mr. Willie, for anybody that's on the fence, and I'm gonna let you have the last word. Anybody on the fence about not becoming an organ donor or questioning organ donation, what would you say?
Hey, go ahead. You want to help somebody. Not only you help somebody, it's a fulfillment of just knowing that somebody's life that's been saved. And if you're on the fence, because I heard a story, there was a story that was told to me about a guy who was on the fence. As a matter of fact, his son he asked his son to be an organ donor, and he refused to do it, and he didn't do it. And about a year later, he needed a kidney, and somebody gave him a kidney, and he just repented, and he got a kidney. So, hey, go ahead and help. Just go ahead and sign the back of that license. Go ahead and make it known to your loved ones while you're alive that something should happen to me, because we're not all going to be here forever. Right. So you can help somebody else.
Absolutely. That is absolutely. What you say? We need the chaplain, Elder. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right, guys. So without Miss Elder Blackwell had the last word. So until next week, guys, God bless you all.
God bless you.
God bless you. And stay right there. We're going to close out this show. We'll be right back, y'all. Next week.
I need just one more day, just one more hour to speak the truth to power. Life's not that long, just a few short hours. So make each minute count, make every second matter. Just give me one more day to get it right. I need just one more day.
Transplant Talk with Ishonda, Thursday, 7 p.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube.